Well, welcome to Mallorca and welcome to the Best Centre. Today is the 2nd of April and we start our news roundup in France, where the French Championships and World Trials are underway. Well, the event started with a tribute to Camille Muffat. So Yannick Agnel won the 200 free, 1:45.97. It's better than he swam at the Europeans, which was a Europeans to forget last summer, which was an event, of course, that saw him end his training time with Bob Bowman. But he's still a little shy of his lifetime best 1:44.4. Maybe the boy just needs a good rest. Who knows? Agnel's teammate in Nice, Charlotte Bonnet, picked up a second gold of the week so far, 1:08.34 in the 100 breast. She also won the 200 medley on day one. Well, Jeremy Stravius and Camille Lacour were at it again in the 100 back, the joint world champions from 2011, remember, keeping a close eye on one another. And Stravius it was who took the win, 53.4, Lacour settling for a 54.2, both qualifying for Kazan. 50 fly, Flo Manodou clocking 23.3 to finish ahead of his clubmate Fred Busquet 23.7. Well, just rounding off in Spain, 10 swimmers made the cut for Kazan from their nationals last week, with double Olympic medalist Maria Belmonte winning 6 events, qualifying in 5, but inevitably she'll add a few more. Spain this week is Semana Santa. I think they're a bit confused. Semana de Santa, methinks, should perhaps be at Christmas time. Well, European champion Jeanette Ottersen puts herself second in the world rankings in the 100 fly so far, after clocking 57.2 to round off the Danish Open in Copenhagen. She's behind Sarah Sjöström's 56.5 from Marseille. Well, it's the Australian trials starting this week, with perhaps Grant Hackett in action. Perhaps not, who knows? And for those who like golf, it's also the Masters in Augusta this weekend. Tiger Woods perhaps in action, perhaps not, who knows? Now over in Canada, Martha McCabe won the women's 200 breaststroke in a time of 2:24.5, and that qualifies her for Kazan. But the story of this race is about Kiera Smith. Well, she won the race in the final, but she got disqualified for a second time in a day. Smith was DQ'd in the heats for lifting her elbows clear of the water, but was reinstated on appeal and was DQ'd again in the final, probably for the same thing. A decision on that is due later today. So you see, kids, even the best get themselves disqualified at swimming galas. Well, judging breaststroke events has always been controversial, and Swim Swam this week announced the news from FINA that breaststroke is to be eliminated from the swimming disciplines and would be raced at synchro events, because that needs stricter judges, which they've got at synchro, and it would also ease the financial burden on meet organisers. Ha ha, April Fool! Thing is, if they did do that, a lot of people probably wouldn't miss it. Think about it, 300 medley without that rubbish breaststroke. Well, staying with FINA, maybe there is light at the end of this tunnel. The world governing body, who have been under pressure from everyone recently, contacted the World Swimming Coaches Association this week to agree to a timetable for an independent review of their governance of the sport. Now let's face it, this is a moment that cannot be understated. FINA, like FIFA, have been a byword for, well, self-interest, self-promotion, mistrust, misuse, abuse. Well, you get the point. The governance of a world governing body for sport is complex and it's expensive. It requires specialised skills and experience that are unlikely to be present within the membership of the organisation. Your operational budget that requires good governance is also going to be enormous. Everyone wants to get a grip on the use of performance-enhancing drugs, get a grip on the rest of the sport, but let's face it, there's no way the sport can afford to implement all the measures that are required to keep a sport completely drug-free. Families can't afford everything they want, governments can't do it, nor can FINA. So when we get this discussion framed as to exactly what we want FINA to be, it's got to be with the understanding from the community that we aren't going to get everything we want, so how much are we going to let go in order that we get what we need? Well, that's a roundup of all the swimming news from this week. Now we get a chance to look at the hotel that the Best Centre has just taken ownership of. It's called the Bluewater Hotel. It's just 200 metres up the road there. And we opened it this week. We invited our first guests. And what this means for the Best Centre is now we can offer a terrific package for swimmers and athletes coming to use the facility and staying in the hotel that we own. We had an opening ceremony this week. Let's take a look. Bluewater Hotel is a quiet garden hotel just 200 metres from the Best Centre and a short walk to the beach and the shops and cafes of the picturesque port area. The first teams into the hotel were good friends of the centre, the Diana Swim Club from Vienna and Hofheimer from Germany. The hotel director, Gaspar Rodriguez, welcomed the VIPs and guests at the opening ceremony, where the mayor of Ses Salines, Maria Bonet, offered her best wishes, and the chairman of the Hotel Association, Pablo Bonet, described the positive effect on the town because of the Best Centre over the last 5 years. With a football pitch and a running track being built this year, it's an exciting time to be in Colonia San Jordi. Well, there we are. So next time you come to the pool, we expect to see you, and we'd love to welcome you at our very own hotel. That's it for this week. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.